What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the Breast Deconstruction here. I know it's been a while. Let's not even get into it. But today I'm going to bring you a little analysis of the new Venom trailer that released last night at CinemaCon, I believe it is. Sony had there's a bunch of panels going on. Even this morning, I'm pretty sure I'm hearing about Lion King and the new Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer being shown, but whatever, you get the idea. At CinemaCon, there are a bunch of studios showing off movies and everything like that. Earlier in the night, the ending of the trailer leaked out, basically showing Venom in the trailer. And then not too long after, the actual trailer got put up online. So I watched it. Wasn't going to do a video for it, actually, but I realized, hey, it's been a while since we've actually uploaded anything to the channel, so hey, might as well do this. So it's not really a trailer review so much so as just an analysis of what I saw and some things that I noticed. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can, but moving on. This trailer is much better than the first trailer. The first trailer absolutely did nothing to sell me on the movie because even though I am a big Venom fan, I don't see the reason for a Venom movie to happen without Spider-Man in it. That being said, the first trailer, I could care less if Tom Hardy had gotten cast in the movie. Tom Hardy is a great actor, but still, the story around the film just didn't make much sense to me. Like, I get Sony wants to do their own little Spider-Man universe outside of the MCU, but it just doesn't make sense to have a Venom movie without Spider-Man because that's a very integral part of the character. Like, we don't get, that hatred. That's one of the things that makes Brock and the symbiote so good, work so well together, because they both have a hatred for the same person. Brock hates Spider-Man. The symbiote hates Peter Parker. And so it was weird hearing that, hey, they're going to do a Venom movie. It's not going to be connected to the MCU. I mean, we've yet to see if it's actually connected. Maybe it might be, who knows? The movie doesn't come out until October. But in the first trailer was terrible. It was a lot of footage, which now that we have this trailer, we know there was symbiote stuff going on. And then there's the rumor that we weren't going to see much of Venom, like Brock, in the suit at all. And so that first trailer was not looking good. So the first trailer completely did its the worst possible thing that it can do. And it killed any excitement that I would have had for this movie. Now, the second trailer, much better, much, much better. For the simple fact that we actually get to see symbiote stuff happening. It's a lot more action. It's not just like quick cuts and like subtle, like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on there? But it was a much better trailer. Now, it raised my excitement level back to like normal, just a tad bit below average levels. Now, in the trailer, we see Eddie Brock is a reporter.
What about the allegations that you recruit the most vulnerable for tests that end up killing people?
Your time to go.
You finished, Mr. Brock.
Was that a threat?
He reports Riz Ahmed's character is some business person. I think he's a businessman in the Life Foundation. They collect these symbiotes, which we know from the teaser trailer that this meteor or whatever crash lands on Earth. Life Foundation goes, collects these symbiotes, and then does testing on them. Even in this trailer, Brock basically grills Riz Ahmed's character, and it's like, what about reports that you take very vulnerable people and they do experiments on them, most of which who die. They cut the interview, then this lady from the Life Foundation starts following Brock. He can see it very, very easily.
You had to learn how to hide in plain sight. I'm pretty good at it. But you suck. Whoever you are.
I work at the Life Foundation, and I need your help.
And so she says, hey, they can use your help. He goes to the facility. Something happens. We can't really tell what. One of the test subjects, I guess, attacks Eddie. And that's when the symbiote gets transferred, I'm assuming, because then it shows him going straight to his apartment, taking some type of medication. So Eddie might have a mental illness in the movie already. Who knows? But he takes some type of medication, like swallows an entire glass of water. He's on the phone with somebody saying he feels really, really sick.
I'm feeling really sick. I'm hearing a voice. Eddie. You're not real. You were just in my head.
And then these henchmen, I guess you can say, come into his apartment and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, whatever his name is, wants his property back. The symbiote then attacks these guys and Eddie goes on the run. Now, this is when we see a lot more of the action, or a lot more of the interaction with Eddie and the symbiote, because then it shows Eddie like talking to himself. You know, even at one point he says, you know, if we're going to be doing this, you need to only be going after bad people. And then in another instance, because there are two different scenes, in another instance, it's like, hey, we can do whatever we want.
If you're gonna stay, you will only hurt bad people.
The way I see it, we can do whatever we want. Do we have a deal?
So I like that they're using we, and it's not like I can do whatever I want. It's very much a we. And there's a subtle moment in earlier when he attacks the henchman where he says, now why would we go do a thing like that?
Why would we do that?
And it was very, very subtle, but I like it because that was the first look of like, oh, they're using we and not I or whatever like that. And so I think they're going to have I think the angle that they're going to take is Eddie crazy, or is he actually experiencing these things? Now we're going to see how well they execute it, because it's going to be pretty tough to try to play that game and toe that line when clearly he's inhabited by some alien life form, but whatever. And then, you know, the trailer ends with one of the henchmen asking, you know, what are you? Because I guess, you know, it shows him like tendrils attacking people and grabbing steering wheels and crashing cars while he's on his motorcycle and everything like that, which a lot of the tendril stuff looks weird to me because it's like human Brock, tendril arm, and then human Brock again. That just looks weird to me. I don't know if it's a CGI. I don't know what about it is weird, but it's like, no, I'm used to tendril stuff happening from Venom. Like, I'm not used to, oh, I'm just human Eddie Brock and these tendrils are coming out and everything like that. To me, it has to be the actual covering his body attacking people instead of human attacking, and a human form with the symbiote coming out and attacking people like that. It just looked really, really weird to me. But he asked him, what are you? And then we get like the big reveal, like the everything forming over him. And he says, we are Venom.
What the hell are you? We are Venom.
You see a little bit of white streaking like around the upper chest, because you can only see from like this up. And my only thing is that Spider-Man needs to be in any type of Venom movie, but I think they're going to go with the Ultimate route. And I think very early on in the Ultimate Comics, I don't know if it was in the entire run, but very early on in the Ultimate Comics, Venom was just the black symbiote. He didn't have the logo, he didn't have the emblem or anything like that. And so because Spider-Man isn't involved, as far as we know, I'm tempering my expectations. While this trailer was much better than the first one, it's still like this movie doesn't need to be made unless Spider-Man is in it. But since you guys are making it, okay, let me temper my expectations so I don't get too excited and set myself up for disappointment. So I think that they're going to go with just an all-black form and not the emblem on his chest and back. Now with the white streaking, maybe they might go for like a more Mac Gargan Venom type of look. But still, there should be no involvement of the spider emblem if the symbiote didn't come in contact with Spider-Man first. Just my opinion. If he shows any type of web slinging powers or anything like that, doesn't make any sense if Spider-Man isn't involved. So I'm tempering my expectations, but I really think they're probably just going to go with the ultimate version, which I think might have been created in a lab. It wasn't an alien, but it was created in a lab. But, you know, they can mix to, I mean, Marvel does it with a lot of their characters. They, you know, take some things from this version and mix it with another version. But they'll probably, for the most part, take like the costume idea and a little bit of the story surrounding the symbiote from the ultimate version. And then everything else will be like from just regular 616 continuity or what have you. So yeah, I think overall the trailer did a much better job of selling me on the movie, but I still think it's probably going to be either an average to kind of bad movie. But here's hoping. My dumbass is still going to be in the theater watching it. So there's that. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts on the newest Venom trailer. Hey, I mean, we just got to see how it turns out, honestly. They're doing some really interesting things with it, but overall, it would be much better if it was actually connected to the MCU. Because I can't imagine Tom Holland's Spider-Man fighting Tom Hardy's Venom. That's just how he looks. He has that look, he has the tongue. It looks like Venom. It looks like Ultimate Venom, but still Venom nonetheless. But let's see how this turns out. If they release, I mean, the movie doesn't come out until October. It's almost May. So they still have quite a bit of time left before another trailer needs to get released and everything like that. So let's see what else they do with it. And let's see how it turns out. Also, the first poster looks absolutely terrible. Well, maybe not terrible, but it could be much more creative. Like, it looks like a DeviantArt fan poster to me. Like, when I saw it and that was the official, like, when I first saw it, I just thought that somebody had taken a fan poster and attached it to, like, the trailer or the picture, like the screen grab of the trailer. But then I was like, oh, no, that's the actual poster. Use a better... Tom Hardy looks cool as fuck in the poster. Like the actual, like Eddie Brock part of the poster, he looks too cool, especially for the symbiote to be covering half his face. Like it could have been so much more creative. They could have done what they did for Spider-Man 3 and Venom for that poster. It showed Topher Grace's Brock like yelling in the background, and you see like the symbiote coming up his neck. Like in this movie, Eddie looks scared. He looks terrified because he's hearing voices. He's not sure if he's going crazy. There's just with that premise and idea alone, you can do so much with this poster. Like, why not do something more than what we got? But anyway, those are my thoughts. I'll be using video of the trailer I'll be using clips of the trailer in this footage just to kind of show what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it already. And if you have, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. Hey, whatever. So check out the other videos, see if you find something you like, and stay tuned. We got more stuff coming in.